Hello, I'm gonna explain my final project, which is called Library Management System. I'm gonna use Eclipse on Java programming. So I got a LMS package here, and below LMS, and I got 9 classes with photographs and GIF. So this is my first and main page. If anyone wants to use this program, they'll see for first class and first of this. So I will run it. So this is my frame called main page, and in detail of the frame, I got photograph, buttons, icon, menu bar. So I'll explain my code. This package of LMS. So I got libraries here: color, event queue, font, event, which is action event, action listener, JButton, JFrame, JLabel, menu, menu bar, menu item, win contents, image icon, UI manager. So this all we need to work with this class, and also I import admin login, admin user to work with other classes. So it will start by using the main page frame. I create here, try and catch, create the frame and make it visible true. Then I will call the object of main page initialize. So I'll create the frame of initialize here. It's called main page. It got the bonus 100, 100, 600, 500 about this program size, how big it's gonna be. So if we close the frame, it's gonna be exit. And also I got a button to work with like that, if anyone wants. So I make the location at center when you run the program. It's at center. For menu, it will start from here to create menu bar and menu, and below menu item. So this is kind of 600 line fixed code. So I made the class extra class to see what was the code. So I run it. So it's just menu page. You see this area to see clearly what is inside. It's not connected with other classes. It's just fixed code to get all of the classes. So for admin login, librarian login, for exit, I will explain the buttons. Then this class will be end. So librarian login, if you click on librarian login, it will connect with user login class, then dispose, which means destroy the current frame. And also is the same for admin login. Will connect with the admin login class and dispose and destroy current frame. For exit, it means system exit. It's just you're done with this system. For I will explain one menu of the create. You create a menu bar for all here from starting 0 to 502. Then actually 600, this area 609. Then add to the frame. Then you write menu after menu bar. You call admin. Then you add inside whatever you want. For user also the same. And if you click admin login, it will do the job of dispose, and if you cancel, that means it will dispose and destroy the current frame, but connect with the previous uh, class you work with. So this cancel means go back to the main page. So if you click on here, login and logout for admin, also the same what we did before. So I will just close it to see another class. So we saw it before. This admin login section, also called admin login class. What we're gonna do is importing the libraries as the same, but we add more about J password field, J text box, checkbox for show password and password field, because it is important to see what you have written and what was your privacy was. So let's write. And we cannot see this for security, but if you want to see what you've written, so that's how it works. I'll explain my code here for this code. Like you write, change the name, create a frame, you call the frame, you call the initialize. So initialize also the frame part, and I explained here before. Additionally, I got label here, JLabel. I changed the font size, looking font name. So it's I'm gonna tell here for enter name is Tahoma and bold and 12. That's the font of the label and bonds. So it's like wherever you want to see of this JLabel, you set bonds. So for text field, this is simplest text field you've ever seen. But for password field, you shouldn't show your password for everyone while you logging in. So you need to use password field for that. Here you go. But for every time you need to see what you've written. So I add checkbox and I got loop for checkbox. If it's selected here, it's gonna show the character. If it's not selected, it's gonna show the string star. That's how it works. So for submit button, to the same as before, dispose and connect with the other frame. But also we got another condition for logging in if it's correct about what you've written, what is your registration. So it will allow you to go. So I got another loop for that. If the text field information is admin and password information, password field is admin123, it will allow you to go to the another frame which is called admin success, also class, and it will dispose the current frame. If it's wrong, it will show you one message: sorry, username or password error, login error. This is error message, so we use JOption pane or pane. That's all I will show you. If you write engine and password like that, it's gonna show you error. If we write admin123, it will allow you to go another section. So it's admin success. For here also all of the libraries I've explained before. I got menu bar, menu item, fixed code again. For here I've written label. I changed the font size, color, and I add icon to see better design. Then for library section tone, here also connect with the other class. For logout, gonna go back to login logout menu for previous page, admin login. So we don't need to create another button as back because logout also the same meaning of cancel or back. So when we click librarian section, this is the next step. I will just close here, show here better. For adding librarian, viewing and deleting librarian, I will create just one big frame to see better because it must be good of seeing everything in one frame work easily. So also here we use b4 and scroll pane and random for this one for creating random numbers string, and this scroll pane actually is the same job as we see. This is scrolling down. If it's big, it will scroll horizontally as well. So that's why I add before. It is not necessary to add here. So I create the frame, and I made private because I'm using in other classes, so I don't want to share with all of classes. I didn't make public. So here, table, text field, variables, creating frame, calling the object. Uh, this is the main frame, class, frame, and for random numbers, I will explain here. To create random numbers of this text field, because it was supposed to be created by the system at books, so it will match with other classes to books or librarian. Like no one can add by writing ID. That's how it works on system. So I create object, I create variable, and that variable actually integer calls the object. Then it will return by 100,000 times plus 1 to make the loop. Then it will add the string on the value, and it will show on this text field. Is called ID auto text field. Then it will call the object here. So creating the frame, I explained before, it's kinda, the name is just changing, but the main idea is fixed here and stable. For here, JLabel, JText field, so it has name, nm for this text field. email text for email text field, password for password, and it keeps going like that. For table, we create table first, then we add create table, then we add default table model DTM for column and rows. First, this is the object of column and rows. Then we go through underneath of table. So I make the name of table as table book here. Then I add scroll pane and to see this area, but I explained before I don't need to use scroll pane for that because I have enough space to see all easily. Then for DTM, we create a button for add librarian. If we add librarian, we'll come through here to see what we are writing here. Then dtm.addRow nifs ring for here, it will get all of text field information to the row like this, step by step. But you cannot change ID for sure. Then for delete librarian, we got one loop. If it's non-selected, it will give you error, which means if there is no selected row, gonna say sorry. If there is any selected row, it will remove to row. I will explain. So my name, password, password, email, city, contact, address, and date. Then we add librarian. So this button works as here I explain. It will get all of information, ID, auto, name, engine, password. Then if it delete, if it's selected, it's gonna delete. If it's selected, it's gonna delay. That's how I explain. If it's not, it's gonna give you error like this. Please select user. It will give you error as admin login section style. For delete all librarian, if what is written inside, you don't need to select. Just gonna delete all rows. For DTM common here, the first is ID, name, password, email, address, city, contact, and date. So this page also done, and the last thing I'm gonna show to delete all from the table. So cancel means just go back to the previous frame we use. I click on it and I see admin section. So I don't have anything extra here. So I go log out. I logged out. But for now, the next step for admin is nothing left. So we'll go through user and I go back to main page. And if I want to go to main page by using only program, I go logout and I say cancel. Here we go. Then I want to log in as librarian. So before we add here add table I explained before, I will also run it. So whatever we add before as librarian, Ali, and password. Let's try. Name is Ali and password LAY 354 minus. Let's see the password. Yeah. Okay, this is correct way. If we write this, oh, it's wrong. Of course. Ali LAY V 5 4 minus. Submit. This is the next step. But for user login, it's also the same as admin login page. Here, fixed code of menu. Here is explaining librarian login. An icon, JLabel, JText field, checkbox, button, menu bar. For here, if you click on submit, if name equals Ali and password equals the previous table we add, if name and password equals these uh, names and passwords, the system allows you login. If it's not, it won't allow you to log in. So here is my loop. If it's if it's Ali and this password, it will dispose and connect with the other one. If another, until if it's wrong, it's gonna show you error message. That's all for this class. So we'll go through user class and with user success. I create, I run it. Here we got 3 different buttons with logout button. So we'll see. Sorry, I'm not really good with this program yet. So I click on this button to see the difference between these colors. Anyway, I can still explain easily. The idea of this just adding 4 buttons with JLabel, then we work action listener with these buttons. Then if we click on book section button, here we go. It will connect with the other class. It's called book table, book section table. Then it will destroy the current class or frame. So we go through book section. As I've explained before, the same thing we do is creating random numbers or book section table. Okay. Okay. Anyway, for creating this section, we need to do the same random string but previous we did for numbers only, and this time to create this number by the string, different string style. So is length of the random string is 5, and it will pick the numbers by randomly by using the length until, like, if its I is 0, we'll go through this array and take one number, then go back to 1, from 0 to 1, we'll pick another until the length is 5. So this is the explanation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 string. Then the next step is taking the information from text field and adding to the table. So first we create table. Table book is the name of the table. Okay, new JTable. We add scroll pane to the table. Then we add the DTM. I have explained before, but if I want to explain again, create the object as called DTM by using default table model. So that's the new object. Then we use the object to create that common book now, common book name, author, publisher, quantity. Here is the part. So we add some books previously by using this area. So let's say Java programming, author, the quantity to 1, available. Publisher. Our university library. We add book here with the number of this, name, author, publisher, and quantity. So the previous table we create on admin section is called add table class. If you want to delete book, giving you error, if you click delete book, it's gonna do the job. If you delete all, it's deleted. You cancel, which means going back to the previous frame or class. That was the book section, so we go through to issue book section. We can go like that, and I want to go by here. And we run the program. Or here we see some books. It's already issued, but to see some books by using book section, here the books, and you need to note, then you want to issue a book, you write, and you get the books. Like this student get 1, other student get 1, and you can see easily. Let's see one book and issue a book. So this is the code of the book. BEPYM. We save it and we want to rent this book. This book I want to rent. My name is okay. My name is here. My ID. Something like that. Date is 6 June 2020. And here is the important thing. See the time and you can issue books maximum for 2 weeks. And is here we got the GIF icon and it's warning you if you will not return back on time, you will not get books for 2 weeks, which means it's simplest fine system here, and you'll be disqualified by the system for 2 weeks only. So we add the issue book, and here we go for date. I need to fix one thing. Part. Sorry about that. I will do again. A book number is this. Student ID, contact, name is, and for date, then we add book. Here we go. So it's the same as before. If we want to delete, we need to select one. If we want to delete all, this disappeared. If we want to cancel, it's going back to do. So for return book, we need to write. We need to write the number. We need to write the ID. For date. So that's how we return the book, by collecting the information from previously issued book section. So you are at NH. This is the book number, is the user ID. Date means 6th, 29th of April. So this guy have time to return back on time. So for return book, book number, student ID, and date, he got still time to return on time as the system is asking you to do correctly, so it's returned. So I will explain code for issue book table the same as before, and it's just a little bit difference by adding GIF here, GIF label, and we use image icon library to add icon, any kind of icon, PNG type, GIF type, JPEG type. For return book, it's the same as before, calling the return book class, calling the initialize frame, menu bar, we'll take one thing, okay. For here, if you don't write anything on return book, just compile it. If you won't write, it's gonna tell you you need to fill fully. Here is the code. If the text field is empty and this field is empty and okay, that's all. It's gonna show the message as you must fill fully. If also only book number is empty or UID is empty, it's showing step by step. What I mean is saying the ID is empty, so you need to fill fully. Just like this, but of course you need to change the time or okay. Or cancel means just going back to previous frame. So that is all of my code. My system here. Thank you for watching.